Good but affordable IEMs. I tested several of those and some people asked me, what about headphones? And I think I found a very good pair of headphones as well. OneOdio sent me their A10 version that is an affordable headphone that promises very long battery life and all the fancy features of the very expensive ones. So I will do an unboxing right now and quick review. So let's get started. So here we see the packaging of the Focus A10 by OneOdio, and you can see the headphones as well. It's a bit of a fingerprint magnet, I'm not sure why. Active noise cancelling wireless headphones, hybrid ones as well. And we have a little bit of more information here. The power of music. And some more information here. What's in the box? We have the headphones, an EVA case, 3.5mm audio cable, Type-C charging cable, and a user guide. And we can see the specifications here. So we have a battery capacity of 800 milliampere hours. And this will last for 40 hours with ANC on Bluetooth and 50 hours when we have only Bluetooth activated, and 62 hours with ANC only. So there will be a mode as well available that allows you to listen to music via the headphone cable, but with ANC enabled, and this gives you 62 hours. Bluetooth range 10 meters, which is the default, I think, for Bluetooth 5. And yeah, this is very interesting. Let's open up the box and see how it will look inside. So if I open it up, what we can see here is the carrying pouch. Is it a pouch? No, actually it's a solid one with the OneOdio logo here. This is the company logo, and you can see it reminds me a bit of the Sony XM4s or XM3s carrying pouch with the zipper here, and that's basically everything. So the rest should be inside here. So let's open it up and let's see what we have here. Yes, we have the headphones. We have a little manual book as well that give user manual in this like kind of mode that gives you like some information about buttons, placement, and what you can do with it. Pretty interesting. Then we have the headphones themselves wrapped in plastic as well, and some quality insurance sticker, I think. And ooh, it feels a bit cold, so this is real metal there on the outside. It's not made completely out of plastic. I think the top part is plastic, but this one here feels really cool to the touch. Very solidly built, as well as the ear cup as well. Yeah, we can see the USB Type-C port here already. We can see this is, I think, the ANC switch. Yes, we can turn it on and off. We have an LED there, and on the other side probably some other controls. You can see you can fold it up very easily. So like this and this, and you can carry it then wherever you want. So we have here the on-off button, I think, with another LED, plus and minus button, and a headphone jack. I hope it's 3.5mm, not 2.5 to 3.5. Very interesting ear cups. So soft foam here. Memory foam, I think. Left and right indicators. Yeah, of course. Swivel action is also there, but not only in one direction. So here you can also put him and fold him up like this if you want to. So left and right there. And yeah, you can swivel it a bit forward. And that's it. Hat also has this foamy kind of tip here. Yeah, I think it should be very comfortable, but I will put it on and it will tell you. And here we have the bag full of cables, I think. Of course, the usual with those plastic bags, they rip. But just want to show it to you. Let's rip them completely. So what we have here is a USB-C to A cable. So yeah, I can charge it with whatever charger you have that supports USB-A still. And we have a 3.5 to 3.5 mil jack. It looks like a 2-ring, so no microphone there, so we don't have a microphone here. but of course in Bluetooth mode we can use, definitely it has a microphone somewhere, so you can use it also with your phone for callings. And I will test it out as well, how good the sound will be with the microphone. Yeah, that's the quick unboxing of the OneOdio Focus A10. So let's talk about the OneOdio A10 Focus, and I have them on my ear right now, and fit and comfort is something, this is why I tried with them on, is something really great. They really have a great fit. I didn't clean them up right now, so you get like all a little bit of the sweat and the kind of smudges here and there. You can see them after a bit of usage, definitely. But the build quality of them is very good. The fit and comfort is very good. The soft memory foam that is here is very good. There is somehow, though, something that I have to critique, and this is the smell of this fake leather. It is like, if you get them for the first day, you will immediately notice then when you take them out of the pouch, they have a very heavy smell. So I'm really a real heavy smell. So smelly that if you have them put on, I was told by someone, hey, your hair smells weird. Yes, the headband smells, or yeah, of the ear caps, the smell just got on my hair, which is a bit of, yeah, an odd kind of thing, I would say. I never heard or had such smelly headphones, I have to say. There's always like a bit of a smell that you have, but this fake like leather that they're using here has a heavy smell. So let them lie down, maybe dry a bit on air to get the smell out. This is my first recommendation. But fit and finish and the comfort here, especially, you can wear them for hours. You don't notice much of a problem. Then let's talk a bit about the build quality, because I think I was wrong a bit. This here is not metal. This is, as I noticed later, it's plastic. It's a very good like fake thing, so it feels like a little bit of colder than the rest of the plastic here. It's a different kind of plastic because it has this riffling system. I think you can hear it, but it's like glued on top here. This is plastic. And this here, the out cap here, also where the buttons are and so on, is plastic as well. But this here, where we have a different color, this is definitely metal. This is some kind of aluminium, I think. It's definitely a metal. And the rest of the cup, you can see like this is plastic here, that is plastic, this is plastic. The headband inside here has also metal, as you can see here. On the other side we have inside a little bit of aluminium. It's very sturdy, no issues at all with them, no creaking or cracking if I turn them left and right, which is very important. If you have them on like this, then you don't, even if you put them a bit, by the way, this is the smallest setting that I'm using in. This might be something that some people, and I don't have a small head, I think, run into issues, but yeah, it is no issues for big heads as well to wear them, as you can see. So the maximum for smaller heads, it might be a problem because they're like maybe a bit too large. But for me, it's fitting very nicely. The only thing where you hear clack is when you like really closing them like this. You can see when I'm opening up, you hear definitely a clack. And even if I close them up, you can hear it as well. You can store them this way if you want to, but they don't fit in a pouch this way. So in the pouch, at least I couldn't get them in the pouch. I thought they were like stored like this in the pouch, but I was like storing them then like this in the pouch. And so the typical shape that maybe Sony XM3s, XM4s were also stored in, and others as well. So this is working fine. So the quality, the build quality of them is very impressive, I have to say, for the 80 something euros they are costing right now. So under 100 euros you get very high quality ones. It is a lot of plastic there, but it's good plastic, and they have some metal. They have a bit of heft to it that give them more of a premium feeling. I'm not sure if this heft is like artificially done by putting some kind of weights on, so which might help, because otherwise they might be a bit too floppy, because even if I'm doing like this right now, they have like a bit of a floppy feeling, and this has something to do with the soft, very soft ear cups that we have. That's very good for comfort, but if you want to run around with those, like really run around or do some sports, I could imagine you could run into some issues here and there. But so far I was wearing them at home, was walking around, was doing video conferencing with them. No issues at all with them. So yeah, fit and finish, very, very good. For the price, very extraordinary, I would say. I did not expect this. I would even say they are a bit better than the Sony XM3s that I have in terms of build quality alone. And this has to say something, I would say. They feel more premium than the Sony XM3s that I also have here. And maybe even a bit more premium than the Sennheiser PXC550 that I have, the first generation that I have. That also feels like to be more plasticky than those, and more hollow as well. And those, thanks to the heft and the metallic cool kind of feeling here, definitely have a good thing. Good build quality feeling. The other thing that I really, really like and positively surprised by them, because I have the PXC550s from Sennheiser, I have the Sony XM3s, they have like this swipe gestures all over the place, and especially if I'm handling them like this or something like this, I have to like be careful that they're not switching my podcast, starting a podcast, or whatever they're doing, like calling someone or turning on the assistant, because like they're swipe gestures. Those don't have swipe gestures, those have buttons, real buttons, and very clever buttons. So we have buttons, let me show it to you, buttons here. I think I showed you on the unboxing already. So they have only 3 buttons here. This is the on-off button, volume down, and the volume up button. And they do everything that you need already. Most of the time. So I'm hearing a song right now playing. If I press once here on the on-off button, I can feel it, because you can see that the on-off button has this kind of pattern on it. So you can immediately feel when you're on-off button. And when you go up one button, you know, okay, that's the volume up. If you go down one button, you know that's the volume down button. Very, very good done. So you don't have to put them off and check what you're doing. You can feel what you're doing. So if I press once, it will pause the song on my Android phones, and I think even iOS is supported there, but it's pausing the song. If I press again, it will start playing back the song. How do I skip forward a track if I want to? Yeah, there's the volume up button. If I want to go volume up, I press volume up button. I can press multiple times to go multiple times up. I cannot press and hold, because press and hold is reserved for switching to the next song. So if I press and hold, it's switching to the next song. And the same goes for the volume down button. If I press and hold, it switches to the song. It switches to the last song or the previous song. So this is very, very cool. And the other thing is, like on the left side, the only thing that you need the left side for, there's only one button, and that's the ANC button here. And you can see that it's right now, it's on, it's green, so that means it's on, it's ANC on. And I think it has, like, let's say, when I turn it off, the green goes off. Now we have ANC off. If I press again, it should go into transparency mode, and if it's going into transparency mode, it's green again. So you know immediately, okay, I left them on transparency, or I left them on in general. So this is very, very cool as well. So this is the only button that you need occasionally if you want to turn on ANC or transparency mode. Talking about transparency mode, how good is the transparency mode? It leaves a little bit to desired still. There's a bit of a hiss, but it's 80 euros. What can you expect? So it's a good transparency mode for the price, but it could be better. So we have like this white noise that you usually have. So if it's very, very quiet and don't have music playing, you hear like definitely white noise for sure. And then the other thing that I noticed in transparency mode, and I have my cheat sheet here, that on lower volumes and really lower volumes, you're listening to music or podcasts on lower volumes, you have a bit of a difficulty understanding someone talking to you when you are on lower voices, because I think with other transparency modes, they're trying to make the outside world a bit louder than the music is playing, so that you can understand people a bit better. Here I noticed, especially on lower volumes, they are the same, so it's a bit harder to understand those people then around you, even though they try their best with the tuning of the microphones, because they are pushing higher noises through the transparency mode, so you get a bit of a high-pitched sound. It's a bit artificial, but still very, very okay for 80 euros. And lower ends are filtered out a bit here and there. And you have this kind of yeah, sometimes, especially when you're moving around, you have the transparency mode on, you're moving around, you're sliding over a surface that makes some noise, it's like boosted a bit. Though with spoken words, sometimes in lower volumes you don't have this effect so much. So in higher volumes, yes, you have it. So this is something that I noticed for sure. And yeah, let's go and talk about the ANC that we have here. It is a typical ANC that you have also in IEMs. I tested the Moondrop, Neko Cake that have ANC on, that are filtering out very good the low ends, but they don't filter out so much the high ends, and this is exactly this what we have here. I think the filtering that we have here is up to 35 dB, if I'm not completely mistaken, or 30. I did not try that out so much, did not do a scientific calculation there, but what I can tell you from the these are not ANC monsters for 80 euros. I think even there might be some headphones that are a bit better in ANC, but they are doing a solid ANC. It's a very solid ANC, filtering out noises, and this helps in clarity. This helps also in listening to music and podcasts and so on, especially if you're commuting or something like this. The train noises, the bus noises that you hear, the rumbling, the low level rumbling, is definitely filter them out. And the passive noise isolation could be a bit better, but still I hear myself now muffled, very muffled, and I think it's okay. So it's a solid ANC, but it's not the best. And I think in this price region, there might be even some that are beating them when it comes only to ANC. But where they are unbeaten is, I think, the sound quality. And here we come to a very interesting choice, I would say. So they are sounding like they should sound for an 80 euro or dollar headphone. So very V-shaped. So we have elevated bass for sure, we have recessed mids, and we have emphasized highs. So we have a very warm sound. We have not overly shouty highs and not overly bassy bass. So there's a bass roll-off for sure, and also a high roll-off. So they're lacking a bit of a detail there, but it's 80 euros. This is like, it's not like the IEMs that came out last couple of months that for some reason cost just under 50 euros or something. I can just give you this as well. No, those are headphones that are playing the same game as they would have played a year ago. So yeah, they have this roll off there, and they're lacking some kind of those details, but in general, that what is there here for 80 euros is very good. Not very good, it's good detail. I wouldn't call it very good detail, because I think there are some better ones in this price region. JBL 710 BT, for example, they don't have ANC, but they have better, more detailed sound quality there, and not so much of a roll-off here. But those are in the same kind of ballpark. It's what you expect for 80 euros, maybe a bit more. I was a bit surprised by them, hearing others that were maybe 40, 50 euro, and those are 80 euros. You can hear the sound quality difference. They are very, very close. And in a one-to-one with the Sony XM3s that I have, just from the sound quality, if you don't compare them one-to-one, you don't notice so much. They're not so far apart. The Sony is definitely here and there a bit more detail, but it is not a groundbreaking. It's not the groundbreaking detail that you would expect from the price difference that you can see. So it's like a minor kind of difference there only, I would say. We have warm and recessed mids, so even female vocals and so on sound a bit warm for sure, because the bass is elevated. But there comes a very interesting thing. We have slightly less bass with ANC on. So without ANC, we have this like very now how to call it, it's not a very bassy bass, not a very high bass there, or not so punchy bass because of the roll off, but we have a heavy warm kind of sound signature. And if you turn ANC on, the difference between the mids, that is like this in normal mode, it becomes like a bit down, so the mids get a little bit more pushed up, and this is what I like the most. You have the possibility, if you want to watch a movie, for example, I would suggest turning ANC off, Or, and that is the good part about them, because they don't change so much in terms of sound quality, plug in the 3.5mm headphone jack. You have to maybe raise the volume a bit, but then with the headphone jack, with the cable in passive mode without it turned on, and with it turned on without ANC, they sound almost the same. There's negligible differences only, but they sound almost the same. So my recommendation when it comes to sound quality, if you want to listen to movies, movie trailers, leave ANC off. You get a bit of higher bass, or just plug in the 3.5mm headphone jack. If you want to listen to music, have ANC on, because then the bass goes a bit down and you have a bit more presence in the mids, which allows to get a bit of better sound quality. This is definitely something that I can recommend. And by the way, the other thing that I really like about those, they have really nice sound prompts. So if you turn the device off, it sounds like this.
Power off.
So very nice voice. Let's hear it again.
Power on. Connected.
So very nice and very friendly voice, not so robotic and so on. So that's also a very nice kind of little detail, but that is part of the experience as well. Talking about part of the experience, the battery life of those monster battery. I'm not sure how long they are actually. The battery life is rated for 40 hours with ANC on. So if you want to listen to good music, you can have around 40 hours with ANC on even, and without ANC on, 10 hours more. And then there's like the ANC only mode, which is like 62 hours, which I would not use. The only thing that I can tell you, and this is some I read it on another video where someone was complaining about, if you have ANC on and you lie down in bed and press one of those cups and then let go, they have like some kind of, even if you don't have it on right now, you hear like the pressure, the air pressure going out, like, and so when they expand again. And this, of course, has some issues, could have some issues, because if you have ANC on, the air pressure that's going out is going out where the microphone holes are for ANC. So you get like some kind of like recoupling effect where it's very noisy. So don't lie down in bed with them on the left where they're pressing them down, because if you get up, you hear, you're immediately awake then. I can promise you. Otherwise, yeah, battery life is insane on those. Really a good recommendation, and not because OneOdio sent them to me, just because I think this is a good product. Build quality, sound quality, everything is very good. The whole package is very good for the price. There are better in terms of ANC, there are better ones also in terms of audio quality, but the complete package with also multi-point support and so on is something unique, where I would say these are the ones to get under 100 euros. If you don't get older ones that might have cost a little bit more already, but if you want to have new cans with newer Bluetooth version and so on that sound very good, those are the ones to get. And together with the pouch that you also get, the OneOdio pouch, that, by the way, also another small critique, they could have done something like a little, like, I don't know, basket here, or a little bit like of a net for holding those cables, because they're, yeah, otherwise they're jumping around here in this kind of thing. And this is also, by the way, has a chemical kind of smell. So yeah, this is one critique I have, but the rest is it's a good product. It's simply a good product. And last but not least, now where I can give my full recommendation for those, if you are interested, and you can, by the way, find the link down below, is the audio test. So we will test out how good is the audio. I'm not outside now. I don't have the possibility to go outside, because you might see lights are on because we have nighttime right now. But I will give you a sound sample here in my office to hear how good the sound quality is. It gives you an indicator for voice quality, and maybe I will turn on some background music so we can hear if they are behaving nicely there as well. So let's check them out. The audio that you're now hearing is directly coming from the OneOdio A10 Focus. How does it sound? How does my voice sound like? I hear myself a little bit muffled here because I don't have transparency mode on. I cannot imagine that turning transparency mode on is changing anything, but let's try it. So now I have transparency mode on, which my voice sounds a lot more natural. I can hear myself a lot better and can control my voice a little bit better. What do you think about the sound quality here? And we will switch now some traffic noise on or street noise on here on my tablet. I turn it on. In the background, you hear it maybe right now, and someone pressing the what's it called, the hump. So someone beeping around. Yeah, what do you think about the sound quality now? Do we have any difference? Also, when I turn on maybe ANC, where I don't hear the traffic noise now so much. What do you think about the sound quality here with the background noises now going on, street noises going on? Is it still okay? Is it still hearing me? I don't have the possibility to do a wind test here. I don't have any kind of fan or something like this. But I believe that they will struggle in wind noise just like all the other ones as well, especially in certain angles if you get a bit of wind on the mics. But otherwise, what do you think about the sound quality here when using the microphones on the OneOdio A10 Focus? So that's everything for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and until the next time, bye.